It's a 10-foot John boat, pre-70s. I've had this a long time, and it's time to get it back in service. Okay, here's the deal. There's the John boat. I've got it up right on the sawhorses. I've removed the one rib that cracked in the middle, and I'm working on that. We'll do with that later. What I've got going on is I've removed the carpet that I had on the sides on the inside, and I've got all this glue on the inside, and I'm trying to get it off. I tried to use goof off. It was worthless. I'm down in here using a heat gun and a scraper, and it seems to be, I'm using this. These I'm going to try today, and basically this was my tool of choice. And what I've got going on is my John boat's small, so these are the ribs, and they don't go up the side. And you can't see, but here's the one that I've removed, and in there, can't see, I'll show later when I remove the seat to replace it, they cracked right here, and I don't know why, but that's a deal. That's the junk I gotta remove from the glue. This is where I've already removed it, and it's a work in progress. I'm going to heat it up and scrape it, and you don't need to watch any of that. I'll get to the second part. It's going to be take the grinder wheel 3M disc and see if I can remove some more with heat. And I got to get all that glue off. Well, we got a break in the rain. I finally got a day in. I'm working on the 10-foot John boat, and I brought it up on the horses. I've sanded the inside, of course. Took all the glue out from the carpet that was in there. Old Kmart carpet. I've been working on the transom, and I got her pretty much done and armored. I pretty much followed most of what was going on in YouTube, and I sandwiched the 3/4 inch plyboard on the inside, bolted stainless steel bolts and nuts. I'm going to cut the tags off of the nut or bolts. I got her pretty good, and I'm happy with it. I sealed everything up that's above and below the water line, and it looks good. And I raised the transom up just a little bit, and I got a lot of work to do yet, a lot of cleaning. But here it is. I mean, this is my John boat. I'm getting her done. There's a transom. I worked on it. Did the fiberglass on the sandwich plyboard. Followed YouTube pretty much. I've got my handles back on, sealed. They're not going anywhere. And that's armorized transom is really looking good. I'm happy. Transom's done, armored, ready to go. Next up is get that rib put in there and seal up, get them holes right there, get that new rib in. And once I get that rib in and riveted, I'll feel good. I'll start redoing the oar locks and the seats and stuff, whatever I'm going to do. But the transom looks really good. I'm happy with it. Handles are on. She's tight. 10-foot John boat. Okay, I'm doing a leak test. Got the first cracked rib replaced. I used 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 angle back to back, and solid riveted them together, and removed the old rivet. Of course, the transom's done. Now I'm doing the leak test to see if it's leaking. I don't want to put too much water in there, I'm told, but I've got at least 2 inches of water in there. So I've got it going on here. I'm happy the way it looks. So I've got some things to do next. Now I've used stainless screws and bolts and aluminum riveting, of course. And right now, I just finished this today, so it's probably cured. Now I've got these oar locks. I was doing something with that to hold the two gunnels together, but I'm not sure. Now here, these bolts here are rusted on the other side holding the oar locks. I'm going to replace them with stainless. What I don't know is if I want to move them back or forward or not. If I move them, the holes will be there. I'll just put a solid rivet in each of them. That's going to go away, whatever that is. And I'm going to move the back seat forward. Just one bolt, one hole. I'm going to keep 2 of those holes, I think, and move it forward 6 inches. And then I'm going to move the front seat forward a comfortable distance so my legs are comfortable from those oar locks and the oars don't hit my chest. So this is a 10-foot John boat. This is a 10-foot John boat. I'm going to take a tension, so I got a little bit of crease right here in the gunnel, right here. I'm going to take a tension strap and see if I can get that out. But one thing I did notice when they cracked, that it's more solid and not as floppy once I put this rib in that was cracked. I got another one underneath that seat that's cracked. It's not leaking, and it looks like this, but it's cracked, right? All of them cracked right here. 2 of them anyway. This one's good, and the back one's good. So I think I'm going to leave this one. It's not leaking, it's not cracked, doesn't look damaged. And same with this back one. So when I do put the floor in, I'm good. So that's it. There's no pressure on that rib, but it doesn't seem to be leaking at all. And nothing else is leaking. So in the water there might be more pressure coming from the outside in, but it seems like it's good, which I'm happy. Okay, after rain again, every other day it seems to rain. I've removed the 6 rivets, 3 on each side, that attach the seat tang here to the gunnel. And it just supports by hanging. So what I've done is I pushed it forward, exposing this rib, and this was what I was at with this one here. It was cracked here, and this lifts up. And I've got this brace on here just to maintain the distance between the gunnels, and it's between the oar locks. And now I've got this cracked rib again, and I've deliberated whether to try to splice it here, which wouldn't be too hard to do. But to get my consistent height for my floor, I'm going to put 1-inch foam in, I think, rigid foam. I think I'm going to go ahead and replace it like that one. It's more solid riveting, but it's not leaking. That's why I would leave it in. But I'm going to replace it because it's cracked. This is more solid than this being spliced, and it's a little bit wimpy, but not bad. But it could pop out. Yeah, I'm done. I deliberated. All right, let's get at it. And I've been able to pound this seat forward off of where the track, it was underneath that seat. I've got it out. I got a couple wonky holes. I'm going to put 1/4-inch solid rivets in them, and 3/8 or 5/16 in the other smaller ones. I got to clean up underneath the seat. That's the old finish. Got some of that glue still in there. But this worked out pretty good because it just slides, and I can move it anywhere I want up here. We'll see. Okay, this is what the bottom side looks like prior to solid riveting. There's some of the rivets on the first rib. What I've done here, you've got the two big holes. These ones, they're 1/4-inch, and they'll take a 1/4-inch rivet right through there, and I'm going to do those first. And then the other ones take the 5/16 rivet where the Cleos are. Now my Cleos are only set for only 1/8 of an inch, so I had to drill through the solid 1/8 of an inch, put the Cleos in. Once I get the 1/4-inchers in and get them in, I'm going to take one at a time, every other one, going down through and drill it out to the 5/16, and then at that point I'll solid rivet as I go every other one, so I get it nice and tight. I'm also going to do the G-flex and fill these holes in. This one really worries me because it's a little oblong, but if I G-flex that and get it tight enough, it should be okay. That's the second and last rib I'm replacing. Okay, we've riveted the second one. Got some oblong. This one's not. This one really punched in there. Where'd that one go?
These two.
Now this one, nothing I can do. Just hope it doesn't leak. It looks good though. I mean, this is so tight. This one's better. Okay, real good. I mean, thank you, Rosie the Riveter. Let me check these and then I'll call it. These are so tight on the bottom side. That one was the one boogered up. Alright, here's the deal. We've got the car topper. We've got her on pretty good. What I've done is I ordered these straps, a black strap. That's cool. And I don't mind that whatsoever. It's on pretty good. Got my bars. The Rhino pack, I got 4 of them. And then I got the motorcycle 2-incher there. And this thing is made, the black extension off the receiver is 2-inch only. And the black is for an American flag, believe it or not, on Amazon. And it takes a 2-inch pipe. I put the pipe together. Up here I've got PVC pipe under carpet. These orange things are roller skate blades and wheels, and they have a bearing in them, so these definitely roll, and it rolled right up on there. Loading it was not the problem. The tie down is pretty good. I'm not worried about it going forward or back. I'm worried about this right here wiggling a little bit in the hitch, but that's not going anywhere. So that's the deal. I thought about this quite a bit. It looks pretty good. So we're going to see how it roads here. Looks good. The only thing is, I would like that strap coming over the front instead of go under. I would like it to go over top next time. I got to get my registration. I don't want to put it on now if I'm painting it, but I better carry it with me. What I've got. This is the leak I had on the port side from inside when I did the river test. I did the blue benzomatic propane with this, and it just did not heat this up enough. I'm going to grind it down to see what it looks like. Down here I used the matte gas and the 48. It's a TS 8000 torch and the benzomatic yellow cylinder, and that worked really well as far as heating. It's more expensive, and then I've got the 2-pack brazing rods, and they did not work well with the blue canister. It just didn't get hot enough and they broke. With here it really worked. The metal got hot. Now I didn't finish. I've got a little pinhole here and I stopped. I figure I got to grind these down. I'm going to have some pinholes that I'm going to have to fix. So I'm going to go ahead and grind them down, see what they look like. Well, my first time out, I don't mind. I was getting a little too aggressive here with the grinder, so I'm going to use a flat file and take that off. This doesn't look bad. Yeah, I've got the seam opened up with the heat, and I'm going to have to fill that hole in. But from here to here, looks like it won't leak. I got to fill that in yet, and then grind that down, and then do a water test. I'm looking happy. There's the main leak, and that is looking good. And here's the minor leak, and that turned out pretty good. I got one little pinhole I'm going to fill. I don't know that it's all the way through, but I'm going to fill that and call it good. I've got 1-inch foam in the floor, and I've got the trusses in going across. I'll use G-Flex to seal the pinhole leaks in the aluminum solder. She's doing good there. And I'm going to do a little bit more G-Flex or glove it on that on the inside and glove it on the whole outside. Got some holes to finish. I've got some trusses going across the 1 inch all the way through. I've moved this seat 8 inches forward. I'm going to move this seat 12 inches forward over top of this. I pushed it back so I could inset the floor. I've got to put 2 center braces here and here to carry the weight. I don't really, I'm going to put 2 in there. Okay, here we go. Today's the day. I got the little roller. I got Seahawk, John Boat Green, with a little dish pan out of Lowe's. I've measured, I've got about 1/20th of the gallon, either 1/16th of the gallon per coat. I've done the acetone, white vinegar, and everything on the John boat. I'm going to do the top here, or excuse me, the bottom, and go all over the best we can. I've repaired everything. I got a couple holes I've left in to put the seats in, solid rivet and my oar locks, and they're the only holes left in the boat. And there we go. Here's the second coat. It's still wet. I like it. There's a couple places where I got a little bit of silver throwing through, or else it's a leaf or bug. Seems to collect where the rivets are, and I suppose that's okay. And there's a bug right there. Looks like the bug will go with me when on my first maiden voyage. But I like this. This is really nice. There's a bug right there. Another one. There's nothing I can do about that. I don't know what spraying would have done, if it would have done any better, but I'm hoping that it cures out a little bit better than the first coat. The outside has 2 coats. Okay, painted. 2 coats outside, 2 coats inside. 1-inch insulation board, subfloor. It looks really, really good. I am really tickled. It seems to be pretty hard too. Really, really tickled. Next up is to carpet the aluminum subfloor and install and get the seats as we're back in. Carpet on the seats and subfloor is in the works. The front seat. We've got the front middle seat. And we got the subfloor in, we gotta screw it down. And some touch-ups. It's starting to look pretty good. Cool. The seats are going in now. The deal is, this is what I got, Amazon. 56 bucks, I think. I got 2 of them because the guy messed up and sent me 2. I got that. I had my air compressor, my line. I got the gauge. I did that, and what I'm doing is, all I'm doing for the seats is re-drilling the holes. Re-drilling the holes like that. And then to do this, you make the tool. That's on the internet. This is the greatest little skill I've learned while doing this. And you pop the solid rivet in. And I use just this metal hammer for a bucking bar. And you put it on there, flush and level. And you take the gun, you put it on the back of the rivet, and it's concave and it fits the rivet. You hold this and you just do it. And right there, you're done. And that's all there is to this. I've got some carpet on, the subfloor's in, and I'm moving right along. I'll have the seats in today. I've got the carpet in, I've got the seats in, solid riveted, transoms in, it looks pretty good. I've painted the rivets that hold the subfloor down with John Boat green. Definitely good. I'm liking it. I've got to mount the oars, the night light, the white light in the back, and I think this is just about where I'm going to go for. Man, this has come a long way. Broken ribs, small leak up front, silver, 62-year-old John Boat. Looking good. Well, on the oars, I didn't think I wanted to paint them because leaving them natural allows you to see the cracks and if they're going to break and replace them. I got these things, one to hold the horizontal night light out, the rear stern light, and a pair. And then I got these for the quick fist mount tools for the oars, so they aren't going anywhere. They're with the boat. So that's my backup motor, if you will. I'm getting happy. I've got to install the night lights and run stern light set. I've got the 60 amp fuse circuit breaker in the back for the motor. I've got a 60 amp breaker with the box. Eventually going to go to a double battery. We're setting pretty good. I got the numbers on. They don't look too bad. It's not looking bad at all. Everything's working. Got the 55 thrust mini coda. This, I like the circuit breaker because you can just kill it here and here. Oh yeah. I can store. I can't hold the camera and do this, but I can store the light here. I want to do this the right way. Okay. I'm gonna have to fasten that. Anyway, I can store the light there. That worked out good. That's the old one. Stern light, motor, battery forward. I gotta take this off. I gotta do something with that. Anyway, there it is. Almost ready to go. I've got the LEDs to go up front, green and red, and then some interior floor lighting, might be white. Well, John Boat's done as far as what I wanted to do to it, and I've even got the LEDs up front, the battery, the cushions, subfloors in. I did some floor lighting down there. My numbers are on, John Boat green. It turned out pretty good. I've got the mini Coda trolling motor 55 Ford, some more floor lighting. Looks good. Got to do some silicone around the lights yet, and then we're ready for our maiden voyage. Okay, there's what she looks like coming at you. The starboard side is green, port side is red. Got the white light higher than anything in the boat. Coming in. Got the battery set. Put some white lights on the front floorboard. Throw pillows. Lifesavers. Got the subfloor. Put a white light in the back along the subfloor. This is what she looks like from the back. If we get up high, I don't know if we can see anything. It's pretty good. Cool. Alright, there she is back on. She went on her maiden voyage. Did well. Everything worked. All set up. Everything is working. I added to the back brace, I added the side bars, and they really work well. Painted the PVC pipe, that worked. God, is that good.